So in this tutorial we are going to be making more complex collisions with our walls. Now in the last video we made collisions so that our player would hit the wall and stop, and then stop going outside the actual boundaries of the wall. Now what we want to do is we want to make these collisions a little bit better. Now in terms of this collision, this works really well. However, if I hold down the down key and then press the A key at the same time, you'll notice I don't move. Likewise, if I hold down the S key to go down and hold the D key, again, I don't move. And what I want to be able to do is glide along these things, because it makes navigating the maze then much quicker. So what we are going to do is we're going to change the collisions and we're going to make better collisions. So what we're going to do is this. First of all, we're going to open our player and we're going to remove this collision that we've got here. So if I right click and delete, this removes this. Now if you play the game again just to test, just to make sure it's gone, you'll notice now I can go through the walls. So we know that's working. Now what we need to do is we're going to edit each of these events. So to do this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the A first, and I'm going to just drag in an if statement. Now when you do this, you'll notice the existing code goes directly underneath, and what we need to do is put this to the side. So by doing that, it means whatever's run in this if statement is then going to be on the right hand side. Now we're going to use a function called place_meeting. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit, so this will be a little bit bigger. So place meeting, and what I'm going to do is open brackets, and because we're doing the X first, because I'm doing the A key, I'm going to say X minus 4. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use the same value that I've used here. So X minus 4, comma Y, and then I need to tell it what object we're going into, which is O wall. Now as you start typing O wall in this example, you can see I can click on it and then I close the brackets. Now one thing to note is if you leave the brackets open, you'll notice there's a big red box here. This red beneath the text is showing that there's an actual error here. So whenever you find that, you'll know you've done something wrong. Now we've got place_meeting X minus 4, comma Y, O wall. Now we're going to do the same thing for the D key. The only difference is this time, when we add the if statement in, we're going to still drag it onto the side. I'm going to zoom this one in. We're going to use place meeting again, place_meeting, open brackets, X. This time it's a +4 because this is a positive number, comma Y, O wall. Now, one thing to note, GameMaker is incredibly fussy on capital letters and capitalization. So the X is going to be a lowercase, the Y is going to be lowercase, but you'll notice my my object name is small o, capital W, and then lowercase for the rest of the wall. It matches what I've got over here, and it needs to match. If it doesn't match, it's not going to work. So we've just done the X. Let's now concentrate and do the Y. So first of all, we're going to do the W. So I'm just going to drag in the if statement and drag then the assigned variable over to the side. This time it's ever so slightly different. We're going to say place_meeting, and this time we're going to do X, comma Y. Now because Y is a 4, we're going to do -4, comma O wall. And likewise then we're going to do the last one, which is the S. So we're going to then drag in this here, drag this over, we zoom this in. So we'll do place_meeting, open brackets, X, comma Y +4. And the reason I'm doing it plus, don't forget, is because this here is a positive number. Then we're doing O wall. Okay, so now hopefully that is done. So let's now render the game. Okay, so first thing, there's been no errors so far. So let's now try going up, and good. the collisions still work, but now it allows me to glide and go around the maze much quicker. So I can go now around, and I can hold my buttons down, and it doesn't really matter if I've got 2 buttons down or 1 button down, because it's allowing me now to glide through, right? And I can still get through all those small little gaps that I could before. Now, you probably will notice that I made this a solid object earlier. I could take this off if I wanted to. I'm not at the moment because I am going to leave it on. But if you did take it off, that's absolutely fine. It should still work as it is. So that's how you do more complex collisions, and you can glide and slide on the walls in GameMaker Studio 2.